Hello everybody, my name is Valon and welcome to Firm Crypto. Today I wanted to talk about DAOs and a bit more specific about how I think DAOs are going to play an essential role in governance for DeFi, especially going forward, and a couple of DAO projects that have come across my radar that you may not have known about just because they're so new. And I'm going to talk a little bit about how I think one project in particular is really going to help DAOs kind of gain a footing and really go mainstream. So yeah, let's get into it. So I know that most people watching this probably are already familiar with what a DAO is, so I'm not going to spend too much time on that. But DAOs are essentially just protocols that run on a set of smart contracts that are designed to take traditional organizations and decentralize them. And this is usually done via a token of the economy. And so if you're a DAO holder of the token, you get to vote on things within the DAO, you get to change things, and you have a stake in the way the future of the DAO looks. Now, a lot of DAO projects have come and gone. DAOs were first proposed early on in cryptocurrency. I believe the guy that proposed the first DAO went on to make the BitShares platform and the BitShares cryptocurrency. I think his name is Daniel Larimer. And so they've been around for quite some time, but the first DAO was actually the DAO. And that was proposed in 2016, and it was a venture capitalist fund for Ethereum. And it went on to run an ICO, and they had a very successful ICO, but $150 million. And shortly after, though, the DAO was deployed, some developers noticed some vulnerabilities in the code almost right away, and the vulnerabilities were exploited by a hacker who was able to withdraw nearly $50 million from the DAO before the devs stepped in and finally froze the DAO essentially for about a month, and then forked it and created Ethereum Classic, which has gone on to garner its own hardline kind of support, but unfortunately has been the subject of 51% attacks just over and over again over the past couple of months. So DAOs have been around for quite some time. They didn't have the greatest start, but in the face of the hack, DAOs have actually gone on to develop even more. And you're probably familiar with many DAO projects like the MakerDao project, which is an older one too, the Gnosis prediction protocol, Augur's prediction betting market uses some DAO principles as well. I would say one of the most notable DAO projects is probably going to be Aragon. And just probably with the amount of development that's gone on in Aragon, and as well to how many projects are now looking to build with Aragon. And I think that this is going to be sort of the template that a lot of DAO projects will look to use. And I do think that Aragon will continue to kind of be like a, sort of like the compass that everyone follows. And they recently did just have a hack for freedom. They announced it on Twitter there. And the hack for freedom was really interesting. Some fascinating projects came out of it. I went through reading some of the ones that were just submitted. One of them was called the El Dorado project, which is going to try to help people in Venezuela get away from the currency that they're dealing with there and try to get onto some form of digital dollar through a DAO built through Aragon. And then another one that came out of the Hack for Freedom was the Aragon China, which is particularly interesting to me because it's a DAO that's focusing on sort of a karma opinion based DAO. And so I think that it will, we're kind of seeing a form of a social media happening on the blockchain. And I think that's where they're kind of going to kind of go with the Aragon China DAO. And I'm really fascinated by how fast the project was built. And if you go to the website and you start the you load up the app there, you can already see projects are building on the Aragon China DAO. They're already deploying to it. And if I'm not mistaken, Aragon China has gone another forward-thinking step, then deployed to the XDAI chain, which everyone is already seeing as the thing for scaling Ethereum right now, next to Matic and some other ones that are kind of propping up. But XDAI is probably going to be a major player in the sort of a scaling option for Ethereum until the beast of Ethereum 2.0 finally comes out in the next 5,000 years. But so DAO projects continue to develop, and Aragon is kind of leading the charge in terms of DAOs, and that's just got a lot to do with its overall development and the amount of projects that they have kind of been building with and integrating with. But Another DAO that has kind of come out, which is really fascinating, is kind of like a sandbox for DAOs, a Kusama for all DAOs, kind of the way that Kusama is for Polkadot. It's sort of like a test ground where you can play out all kinds of different protocols that you're looking to work with, and then deploy them without breaking the actual networks that you're trying to get them onto. And so that project is called CoinBreeder DAO. And a few YouTubers have already done some interesting videos on it, breaking down the fundamentals of why the project looks so interesting to people. And I've been following the project since its inception, and I got in early because of the fundamentals to me stuck out so much, because one of the problems with DAOs, and we can go back to the DAO, is that it was deployed, and before the community could vote on changing the issue that was presented, the DAO was hacked, and then the funds are drained. And so, to me, what this represents is DAOs need a sandbox to play around in. They're going to need a place to execute these different kinds of protocols that they're looking to use. And I really do believe CoinBreeder is going to be the one that a lot of them will look to. And apart from just some of the fundamentals about the project alone, the project was recently audited by the same people that did Maker and Nexus Mutual, which I found really, really interesting, because to me, this project has so many of the markers that you find in some of these other major projects like MakerDao and like Nexus Mutual. And the team is anonymous. And, I just can't help but wondering who is behind this. So, if you're really looking at DAOs right now, which I think that you should be, because DeFi was just the first step. There's going to be different parts of this cryptocurrency industry that are going to explode and add on to DeFi, and governance is going to be the one thing that people, I think, are going to miss, because everyone's going to be looking at NFTs again. And I think that governance is going to play such a major role, and it'll sneak right up on people. And if you go to the CoinBreeder website, you'll see they already have their farming and staking dashboards set up, and you can farm all of these governance tokens, and they're going to be adding more. I believe that they're going to add Link, and they're also going to add the new Uniswap governance token as well. So, not to shill this coin or anything too much, but it being pretty much on the floor, having taken a beating over what's been this very much of a bull market that we've been experiencing just kind of in the short term, you can see why fundamentally this is a very good project, especially if we consider the things that they've been doing, smashing all their goals, recently being audited by Somish, having so many governance tokens already able to farm, such a strong community, which I encourage anybody to check out. Follow them on Twitter, check out their Telegram. They're very much active. They've done some fascinating things for the community too. A person burned 709 Brie accidentally. And so the community and the devs came out, and they got this guy's Brie back. And to highlight the power of a DAO and what DAOs can achieve, and when they really do have a real community behind them, this is one of those things. And it's, it's a big thing and it's a small thing in the scheme of things. And I really think that's going to lend a lot of credibility to DAOs, and especially this project going forward. So if you're looking at DAOs again, this is something that you want to keep your eye on. If you're not already looking at Aragon, they do have the Aragon court now as well too. So if you stake Aragon, you get the Aragon jury token, and that allows you to then stake it again. And this gives you the right to take part in jury disputes and adjudicate those disputes, and you make a form of passive income off that. So we're already starting to see a scaling voting system inside the Aragon juried network token. So you can, just the early stages of how powerful DAOs are going to become are just being seen now. So keep your eyes on DAOs, because I really do think that they will be definitely on the rise in the near future. And this is a perfect time as cryptocurrency has been experiencing such lows. This is a perfect time to get in on some of these projects, especially CoinBreeder DAO, because it'll be the sandbox that everyone's looking to. So that's all I got for you guys today. If you liked this video, please give it a like, share, and a subscribe, and I will see you guys later.